Welcome to the creation of Mute Chaos. I'm Willow Mute Chaos Bridges, your host and subject of this mini-series. Together we will delve into the creation of my online persona and how I came into the position I am currently situated in, while also touching on what goes into what I do, what I know, and more. So, let's get into it. This is episode 1, the first official episode of this mini-series, where we will go over how I chose radio, Conestoga College, why I chose radio, and if there's any benefits of what I do, what program I'm in. So to begin with, why I even chose college over university or just not going to post-secondary school. So originally, I didn't actually want to go to college, believe it or not. And then I got hit kind of with, you either go to college or you get a job and you move out. That was just how it was, and so I chose the easier option, which was going to college. It was a bit of a whole experience because I can count it down overall with 4 numbers. So I had 4 attempts, 3 different programs, twice that I paid tuition, and only one time that I made it actually into the first semester and further beyond that. So the 4 attempts were 2 in 1 program, Equine Care and Management at the University of Guelph, 1 attempt at Durham College for Animal Care, and this attempt, which is Broadcast Radio at Conestoga College. So the first 2, Equine Care and Management, was shortly after I got out of high school. So I applied for the 1 year, got accepted. However, it was COVID and a lot of stuff was still online, and I didn't want to be learning such a hands-on field online. So I pushed it back by a year, which is where the second attempt comes in. And both times I was accepted into the program, never actually paid tuition. The second time they were like, hey, you said you were going to defer your acceptance. Would you still like to, come to the program? And I ultimately went, unfortunately, I would not like to, accept my acceptance once again, and I will not be joining the program. And then I took a year off. I worked in a warehouse. I injured my shoulder, so I've got that going for me. I got my forklift license, and then I decided to, once again, try to go to college. So I applied to Durham College for their 1-year animal care program, and I applied for the May start, which meant that it was fast-tracked. It was like 8 months or so, May to December. I paid my tuition, and I paid for my residency because I'd have to move out there because it was at the Whitby campus. And about maybe a month and a half before I was supposed to start, I got an email that essentially said there was not enough students that applied for the May start, which means we are going to cancel the May start. It will not be happening. We will refund all your money, your tuition that you paid, your residency that you paid, and your deposit that you paid, because you paid like a $500 deposit. And if you would like to still, come to the program, join this program, you can reapply for the September start. And once again, I went, okay, this is, I guess, not what I'm supposed to be doing. Not supposed to go to college, this is a sign. So I went back to them and was like, no, I would, I'll take the refund, but I will not be, returning or attempting to return for September. Then I took a 2 months of vacation to the States with all that money, which was not a good idea because I blew through all of it and then some, which is just, it was a bad idea. It was a learning curve. I learned a lot from that experience. Came home, got a job. Technically, I got 2 jobs, one of which I ended up was only there for maybe like a collective of 10 days because it was causing my shoulder that I had previously injured, WSIB case and everything. It caused it to start flaring up again, which meant, so it happened to my left shoulder, and we're not exactly sure what exactly happened. I just overworked it, caused some sort of injury to the muscle, whatever, which caused further injury. And so if I overwork it to a degree, which is what I was doing at this one place, the nerves start going off. So it goes into my shoulder, up my neck, which is not fun. Don't recommend it at all. Take care of yourself. Don't lift too much weight and don't do it too fast and turning at speeds and whatever. So I ended up quitting that because I just was not enjoying it overall, just in general, and then obviously the pain on top of that. And then I got a job, another forklift job, which paid really, really well. And then I decided, well, what's a third attempt at going to a college program? So I was up one night. I was up at night anyway because I was so my shifts were 4 10s, so 4 days, 10 hours, and then an overtime Friday for 8 hours. It was like the overtime was not an option. It was kind of just written into the contract. So I was working afternoons, 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. to like whenever 10 hours later after that is. So I was working into the mornings. So I was up at night and I was browsing, college programs. I was looking more at creative writing. In high school, I had collected a bunch of art credits. I did a creative writing program, like class, really enjoyed it. So I was looking at creative writing classes and programs. So I was looking at universities. And then I was like, you know what? Like, just browsing, found radio broadcasting at Conestoga College. And I was like, okay, like, interesting. Let me see what this program has to offer. So I was looking through the classes, what classes are, involved in the program, what the learning outcomes are, what the job outcomes are, and a lot of what the program had to offer is a lot of stuff that I wanted to do. There was, a creative aspect to it. There was a production side of it. At one point in my life, I wanted to get into music production, sound engineering, produce songs. Obviously, that never came to be, and it probably never will. Which is why I went to school for animal fields. Equine care and management is a horse. It's literally horse care and management, and then animal care. Obviously, those didn't work out, so I was like, okay. There's a social media aspect to this. There's, an announcer aspect to this. There's a lot of stuff this has to offer that, is something that I've always wanted to do. And it grants me the opportunity to learn quite a lot. So I applied. It was a very kind of spur of the moment thing. I did not plan on going to college ever again, but here I am applying in the middle of the night to a program. Applied, and shortly after I got accepted, and I accepted it. And 3 months later, I was handing in I think I handed in almost a 3-4 week letter of resignation to my company that I was working with. They were all very excited, very happy to hear that, I was going to further my education. So they were very happy, and they're also just happy that I gave such a big notice. And so September 1st was my last day working, and then about a couple of days later, I was in classes at Conestoga College. And it's kind of crazy because when I seen broadcast radio at Conestoga, I never looked at any other colleges that may offer it. I mean, I didn't look at Mohawk, Fanshawe, any other colleges, universities that offer broadcast radio. I never actually looked at. I might have looked at our broadcast television program at Conestoga, but I never. Other colleges weren't exactly in the options. Like it just wasn't. So Conestoga was kind of the first and only one. Paid tuition, and was kind of worried that I'd get hit with, what happened the last time and all the other times. Ultimately, that didn't happen. Got into classes first day, met a bunch of people. Actually, one of my classmates reached out to me in the summer and was like, hey, we're going to be in the same program. How are you? Like, let's get to know each other. And first semester classes were great. Learned quite a lot. It was a little stressful going into the end of things, but I've never had a good relationship with school, ever. It's been always a struggle. And then second semester came around, was even better. Third semester came around. Obviously, the workload got a little heavier. It became a little more stressful. A lot more skills were having to be used. A lot more, there is no hand holding anymore. It's a do it yourself, fend for yourself, which I enjoy, but at the same time, because it's so new and so overwhelming, sometimes it took a bit of a toll. And now we're fourth semester, about 2 months out from essentially being graduated and getting a piece of paper, which is insane to say. I never thought I'd end up at this place, at this position in my life. So moving into, benefits of everything that I've learned and what we've gone over in this program, I've learned a lot. A lot of the stuff on the website that, tells you learning outcomes, whatever, is really, really true. Obviously, I can set up an audio interface. I'm literally recording this on OBS, which is it's a simple program, but setting everything up, making sure, mic levels and everything are correct at a good level is a big thing. Social media, creating social media posts, content, podcasting is something that we've learned, which is what I'm literally doing with you right now. I've learned how to be a good announcer, how to talk to a degree, how to, do a lot of improv and come up with things in the moment that connects with the people around you. Creative writing is another big thing, audio recording, video recording, photography, all this stuff is, huge benefits to what I've learned, because even in just day-to-day life, when I'm not on air, on radio, not working, whatever, if I'm meeting someone in person, the way I talk is a lot better than it used to be. I'm a little more confident in what I'm speaking in the moment and giving good answers and asking good questions. It's just stuff that I never thought I could do, or a place personally that I could get to. I was always a quiet kid. I still am. If you get me outside, all of this outside of a screen, I am very awkward, very shy, very quiet. That kind of plays into things where if I'm really uncomfortable in a high stress situation, I will pretty much shut down, which is also a struggle. But radio, this program has taught me kind of ways to get around that, which is very helpful personally. So that's kind of just how everything's gone, how I chose radio, how I chose Conestoga, why I chose radio, how I ended up where I am in general, and just the benefits that I've gained and the skills I've learned and the confidence that I've gained and grown is really, really great. And so hopefully somewhere along this little storyline, you kind of got inspired and you too might join broadcast radio. I look forward to it. Look forward to your journey. Maybe, hopefully, I inspired you. So I'll see you in the second episode of the creation of Mute Chaos. We will go over how I chose and made a radio demo. We'll go into what a demo is. And until then, see you soon.